Hello, happy Sunday, alchemists. I hope you are excited for the Astrology New Year that's starting in just the next 2 days. The Astrology New Year begins this Tuesday with the Equinox, and it's also the start of the Energy New Year. So if you've been looking for a new beginning, then this is it. Hey everyone, welcome. Happy Sunday. In this video, I'm going to cover 9 different ways for you to prepare, or not to prepare because it's kind of too late for that, but how to work with this portal. This is a huge portal, and it's not just on Tuesday, March 19th, on Equinox Day. It's already open. I'm sure you've been feeling tingles in your head, or you've been having super vivid dreams. You've been feeling maybe some tension in your neck. I'm going to talk all about that. But also, this portal is going to be open for the next few weeks, especially because we have the eclipses coming up very soon. And I'm going to talk about 9 different ways for you to work with this powerful energy of the equinox, of the Astrology New Year and Energy New Year. And at the end, I'm going to share some more tips. And this is really important for us to work with because I was doing some research, because sometimes when I'm meditating and I receive information from my guides, sometimes they tell me things, I'm like, are you sure that's true? So what I do is I research it. Also, sometimes they tell me things that I don't understand, like for example, like in terms of quantum physics and electromagnetic energies. And so before this, what I was researching online, and I saw this experiment, this science paper, and what scientists have found is that during the solstice and equinox, there's a heightened amount of electron density within the Earth's magnetosphere, which is basically the Earth's magnetic field. And you have a magnetic field as well. And that's why we are being affected by this portal, not just physically, but also energetically. Hey everyone, happy Sunday. Welcome, welcome. Feel free to introduce yourself in the chat. Happy equinox. So this is based in science, the fact that there's more electrons, and what these scientists have found is that there's actually more electrons specifically during the spring equinox. So we have 2 equinoxes when the Earth tilts, and there is exactly 12 hours of daytime and nighttime everywhere in the world. This only happens twice a year, in March and in mid-September. But the equinox in March is the one that gives us the extra electron density. And so electrons are these negatively charged electric particles, and so they are the ones that are sort of creating everything that we see around us, right? Like our face, our phones, everything is made of all this stuff. And so on Equinox Day and a few days after and before, we have a heightened amount of these particles. And what happens with the magnetic fields of the Earth and the Sun is like the 2 come together. And I explained this already, so I'll just go through it briefly. But basically, think about bubbles. If you were blowing bubbles, you would see a bubble here and a bubble here, and when they would come together, they would actually join. There would be a space where they would join. So that's what happens on Equinox Day. The Earth's magnetic field joins with the sun's magnetic field, and so that cosmic and solar energy can flow through into our planet without any intrusions. So basically, and the way that I like to describe it is a cosmic highway energy is being opened on equinox. And so it's not just solar energy that we're receiving, but we're also receiving cosmic energy. So obviously, the Earth has to tilt in order for us to have spring, fall, summer, and winter. And when the Earth tilts, the axis of the Earth points. Right now, it's pointed to Polaris, our North Star. And actually, 26,000 years ago, the axis of the Earth pointed to Lyra, to Vega. And if you're familiar with galactic families, the Lyrans were these really advanced galactic civilization. They were advanced across the board, physically, energetically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, like across the board. And so they are our cosmic ancestors, and they are the ones who helped to create our DNA. So we're sort of like their offspring in a way. And so in 26,000 years, we're going to line up with that constellation again, and that's where we're going to really see humanity, the human evolution, just take a whole new step. Like, we won't even need cars, we won't need motorcycles, we won't need to walk places. We'll be able to use advanced laws of physics, of quantum physics, sort of like what Einstein was talking about, traveling through wormholes. So like, we can go through a wormhole through our laundry room, and then we'll appear in the desert, for example. So eventually, like, that's what we'll get there. But during this equinox, more cosmic energy is flowing in. So it's specifically photons that are flowing in, and neutrinos. And neutrinos are only created from the center of Mother Earth and from the center of the sun. I'm also assuming that it's created from any heart center of any of the other planets. So that's why I'm going to go through 9 different ways that, excuse me, I'm going to go through 9 different ways that you can prepare for this equinox portal, because it's a really big deal. I was talking a lot about the cosmic energy, but also Mother Earth has her own special energy. So you just heard me say neutrinos are only found in the core of the Earth and in the core of the sun. So during equinox, just like you have chakras and you have energy lines flowing through your body, it's like an electricity current that flows through your body. Mother Earth also has that. And so on equinox day, and a few days after, a few days before, actually Rory Duff did some research, and he actually found that the amount is actually 33 days before and after the equinox. But specifically 3 days before and 3 days after the equinox, that energy is peaking even more so. So because the energy, electromagnetic field of the Earth and these current lines, some people refer to them as ley lines, because they're coming into harmony, it means that we can receive a flow, a surge of electromagnetic energy from the Earth that's not usually available to us. So if you've been having any physical health issues, this is your time for you to go outside, lay on the Earth, put your feet on the Earth, and really receive the healing benefits of Mother Earth. And there's actually a documentary of how like people heal themselves of these uncurable diseases just by earthing on the ground. So I'm going to talk about the 9 different ways that you can work with this portal. Well, obviously it's the equinox and the sun is involved, so you want to work with the sun. Now you have to do this in a safe way, where you're going to practice sun gazing either 1 hour before or after, or the safest way to practice sun gazing is 30 minutes before or after sunrise or sunset. This will make sure that it's the rays are not too harmful for your eyes, but you definitely want to do your own research in terms of like what's the safest way to sun gaze for you. And so when you're sun gazing, you're just going to try to hit the sunrise or sunset, and you're going to breathe in that solar energy to revitalize your energy, because we're light beings. And yes, we're powered by calories, by what the food, the water that we're eating, but we're also powered by light. So this is going to help you to basically recharge your batteries. So when you're going out, breathe the solar rays in, and also make sure to breathe it into your solar plexus. Your solar plexus is the area of your personal power and your confidence. And because we're starting Aries season on March 19th. Aries is that fire energy, and you want to stimulate your inner fire energy by focus on breathing that solar energy into your solar plexus. So that's one way to work with it. And obviously you want to drink water after you do that. The second way that you can work with this equinox portal is by, right now we have, like you heard me mention, we have this special type of cosmic energy flowing in. And with this cosmic energy, there's the spiritual aspect of this. It's not just like the physics and aspect of it, but the spiritual aspect is that there's this diamond ray light that's flowing into our planet right now, more so than ever. And so we can always work with diamond light if we intentionally focus on creating it, but right now it's like being organically produced by our universe. And so breathe in a diamond light from the top of your head down your spine, down all of your chakra points. So like breathe in all of this, and try to circulate that energy around your whole energy body. This diamond light, it has many different purposes, but it is a really vibrationally dynamic light that you can work with. So if you're having health issues, you can focus on using that diamond light to recalibrate your cells. If you're having karmic issues, if you're noticing people from your past showing up, or just like karmic patterns in your family or in your own life repeating, you can use this diamond light to harmonize the karma that's affecting your energy blueprint. And these are different ways that you can work with the diamond light. You can also just work with the diamond light to upgrade your energy body and also your cells. So again, after you do that, make sure you drink water before and after doing that type of practice. Tuesday, March 19th would be the best day to use that specific technique. And something else you guys know that I love so much is I love working with crystals. So because the energy lines of the earth are harmonized and we're getting a special type of energy from Mother Earth on Equinox, what you can do is you can put your crystals out on the earth. Make sure you put them on pavement, on the dirt, on rocks, on the sand, but make sure it's touching the earth. And what you're going to do is you're going to thank your crystal for working with you throughout this whole year. Because remember, we're starting the Astrology and Energy New Year. So first, thank your crystal for everything they've done for you. And I have so many crystals around my house, and sometimes I don't always get a chance to work with them, but it's always a good practice for you to go out and take them, because again, this is a very special portal. So what you'll do is you'll thank your crystal for blessing your house, or this is a rose quartz and I use this to bring harmony into my home. And so what you'll do is you'll put your crystals out on pavement, on dirt, rocks, sand. It doesn't matter as long as it's touching the earth, so that it receives that electromagnetic energy. And then you're going to first have that intention, thank it. The second intention is going to be to heal the earth. Because these crystals they look like material things, but they're actually energy beings inside. They're just existing in the fifth dimension, so we can't really see them or talk to them unless we know how to do that. So what you'll do is you'll ask the crystal to send healing to Mother Earth, to send harmony to Mother Earth, because just like you and me, we're going through a physical evolution and we're going through a spiritual evolution. Mother Earth is also going through her own evolutionary process. So just put them, ask them to help Mother Earth move through her evolutionary process with grace. And the last intention is going to be, you're going to ask for these crystals to be basically activated with this portal energy, because every single equinox and solstice, it's like a new chapter of your soul's journey. So we're in a hologram. This thing appears to be very real, but it's sort of like we're inside of a video game. And in video games, when like you clear a stage, you get leveled up, you get points, or like some video games, like you get taller or you get different skills or gifts. That's what's happening during every single equinox. We're basically like leveling up 2.0 version of ourselves. So you're gonna ask the crystal to be infused with this, with these new energies that your soul needs now at this new chapter that your soul is entering. All right, so those are the three intentions for that. And then what you can also do, because Mother Earth is also going through her own evolutionary process, what you can do is you can do an offering for Mother Earth. I love doing offerings because everything has to be a give and receive, right? Like we're receiving food from the earth, we're receiving shelter from the earth, we're receiving gifts like crystals from the earth. So it's also important for us to give back, right? That's what we're learning to do at the collective level, learning how to give and receive in a more balanced and harmonized way. And this equinox, because there's 12 hours of daylight and 12 hours of nighttime, is representing this perfect balance of light and dark, giving and receiving. It's also going to go on to this topic of creating balance on this day. So that's something that is going to be really important for you to maybe do a personal ritual for yourself for balance. But what you'll do for Mother Earth is you can put some raisins, some dried fruits, some seeds, some nuts, whatever you have, and just offer it to the earth. If you don't want to give something physical, it doesn't have to be physical. You can also sing for the earth. You can chant for the earth. You can bless some water and pour it into the earth. You can dig your crystals into the earth or throw them into a body of water. And that's really important for us to do, because that way, like, we won't have to deal with so many natural disasters as well. So try to do that. If you can't do it on Tuesday, then try to do it sometime before Tuesday. So sometime today, tomorrow. And I'm just gonna pull up my notes real quick to make sure that I share with you all of the different ways that you can work with this equinox, because there are so many different ways. Okay, hey everyone, happy equinox. Welcome, welcome. I'm just covering the 9 different ways for you to prepare for the Astrology and Energy New Year. And so the number, I'll just quickly summarize since we had some people join. So the first one is to practice sun gazing. So make sure you go out into the sun, and you, ideally you want to practice sun gazing very safely 30 minutes before, after sunset or sunrise. Make sure you do your research for that, because sometimes when we stare at the sun, it could be harmful for our eyes. So that's why we try to hit that sunset sunrise window. Also, what you can do is breathe in that solar rays into your solar plexus, because we are entering Aries season, and Aries season is all about that fire in our belly. So you want to stimulate that fire in your belly. The other thing that you want to do is you want to place your crystals outside on Equinox Day, so that they can receive the activations and so that they can heal Mother Earth as well. And then the other thing that I mentioned is working with a diamond light. So right now there's a specific cosmic light that's coming in. It's a diamond ray, and this diamond ray can be used to heal your cells. It can be used to heal your energy body from karma. So just work with a diamond light, like breathe it in and circulate it around your energy field to recalibrate and to optimize your cells and your energy body. So what the other thing, I'm curious, let me know in the chat, like, have you been having weird dreams? Like, let me know in the comments. Have you been having like very vivid, very specific, detailed dreams? Right now, because during every solstice and equinox, our soul is leveling up and entering a new chapter. Sometimes our conscious mind can't receive and understand the messages that our soul needs. So when that happens, the message gets sent to our subconscious in our dream state, so that you can work through it in that way, through that vehicle. And so pay extra attention to your dreams. That's so funny. Someone said, I'm constantly traveling in my dreams or preparing to travel. Yes, in one, my pet turtle, I had a dream of my pet turtle. OMG, the dreams are so detailed, and I don't know why I'm having them. And so even though the dreams may appear super random and weird and you kind of don't understand them, you can write them down or speak out your dreams. Speak out what you remember about your dream, or write it down, because different neural pathways in your brain are going to start to get activated with those memories, which will then allow more of that memory and more of that spiritual message to be downloaded. So when we receive spiritual messages from other realms and from other versions of ourselves, because we're here in this present incarnation in this physical body, but you're also in the 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th dimensions and beyond. And you're also living in past lives and in future lives all at the same time. So that's a lot of memories happening at the same time. That's a lot of relationships happening at the same time. That's a lot of soul evolution happening at the same time. That's a lot of work. You have different careers in those lifetimes. And so it's a lot of information. And so that's why it gets dropped to us in small packets, because if it's too much, we'll end up getting a headache, and like it'll just be too overwhelming for our consciousness and for our physical body to integrate. And so that's why it's like little breadcrumbs that are dropped. So when you speak out or write out your dream, it's going to help you to unpack the messages that are trying to come to you. So that's something you can do over the next week. On top of that, this equinox, because it's the reset point, we're starting a new energy year, a new astrology year, we're starting the spring, we're starting the fall in the southern hemisphere. This is a time for you to also release. For example, today I'm doing a fast, and I haven't done a water fast in like years because my body was not ready, but now my body is ready to do that again. And so this is a reset point, and something that you can consider to do is reflect on what has been holding you back in the last 12 months. Our sun is right now in Pisces, the last sign of the zodiac, the most spiritual, the most intuitive and sensitive sign of the zodiac. And it's moving into the fiery Aries, the bold Aries, the first sign of the zodiac. And before we move into the new year, before we start to embrace our boldness and our courage that Aries represents, first, let's just take a moment to release what blocks, what self-doubt, what insecurities, what trauma, what karmic patterns have been showing up in your life in the last 12 months, and do a release for that so that you can start off this new year fresh, expanded, ready to receive the new energy coming in. I mean, even if we don't think about spirituality, even the masses know this. Even popular culture talks about spring cleaning. Spring is such an important season. This start of the energy and astrology new year, the masses don't realize what it is, but subconsciously they're already responding to it. And so this is a time for you not to just to cleanse your house, but also to cleanse your inner house, right? Like your inner temple, the vessel that you're carrying. And do that with your emotions, with your thoughts, but also with your physical body. So maybe consider doing a detox, a fast, or something that feels right for your specific body, because a fast may not be necessary for you, or it may not be the best thing for your body. So you have to really tune in to see what's right for you. Okay, so the other thing that's happening with this equinox is we're receiving cosmic and solar activations, and obviously it's very important for you to stay hydrated so that you integrate the activations and they flow, but also it's very important for you to do some neck exercises. So I'll show you what I have right here. So I actually have this, it's a ball. You can use a tennis ball, any sort of ball that you have. And what I do is I roll this on the back of my neck. Why am I focusing on the back of the neck? Because your neck is carrying so much tension, not just like emotional and mental tension, but also energetic tension. Because all of your chakras are along your spine, and it connects with your brain, the pineal gland, and the point of connection is right here in your neck. And so a lot of the activations are getting stuck there. And so you can use any sort of ball that you have to roll that area around. You can do neck rotations. I mean, just do it right now. Like while you're watching this, just do it right now. Take deep breaths to do this. Maybe give yourself a little massage, like right underneath the cranium. Give yourself a massage. That's something I learned from a massage therapist, and it helps to release a lot. I believe like the lymph nodes, there's some lymph nodes there too. I think that's what she said. And so massage that area or rotate it, do some stretches, and then you'll notice that your whole body will start to feel the energy current flow throughout all of it, rather than it being stuck here. Something else that you can do, this is a time for new beginnings. It's a good time for you to get a haircut. It's a good time for you to start a new workout routine. It's a good time for you to move if you've been considering moving to a new place or moving even to a new city. This is also a good time for you to like rearrange your furniture. Make sure you're using feng shui to do that, and for you to just bring in a fresh flow of energy as we're starting the new year, because the goal is for us to release the old so that we have space to receive the new. the number 8, the 8th way that you can work with this Equinox portal is by doing some spring cleaning. So obviously you want to do this at the emotional, mental, spiritual, but also physical level. So this is a good time for you to clean your home. Like, make sure you get into the corners or the dust underneath the couch, underneath your bed. But you want to do some deep cleaning. One good way to add sort of like the energy aspect to this is by putting some, I don't know if I have any, I do. Look at me being prepared. I have some rosemary oil. So what I do is I put rosemary oil, lavender oil, eucalyptus oil into like my cleaning products. I use vinegar. Vinegar is organic and it doesn't have the hard toxic chemicals that most house cleaning products have. So you can add that into your cleaning stuff. And the rosemary is really good for protection. It's really good for cleansing as well. Also, the lavender helps to bring more harmony into your home. And so use that to clean your home. And then the last thing that you can do for this Equinox portal, let me just find my notes because I went out of order. So the last thing that you can do is you can practice a detoxing. So one of the ways that you can practice this detoxing is by doing a physical detox so that your body can expel out the gunk, the heavy metals, the pollutants from our air, water, etc. And so that your body and your cells are open to receive the activations that are flowing in with this Equinox portal. So there are so many different types of detoxings that you can do. But the easiest way to do this is by avoiding artificial sugar. Like, you can eat fruits, of course, avoiding overly processed foods, and especially if you're vegan, that one, like most vegan food that's sold is processed. So maybe this is a time for you to just start eating more beans, legumes, and other better sources of protein that are not overly processed. Also, you flushing out your body with water will really help you because we're going to be receiving a lot of electrons, like I mentioned at the beginning of the video. Electrons have an electrical charge, and electric energy is sort of like that masculine energy, and you want to counterbalance that excessive electron energy with magnetic energy, which we can get from water. So the water will not just help you to physically detox your body, but it'll also help you to balance your feminine aspect within yourself. And when we talk about feminine and masculine, it's not talking about sex or gender, it's talking about electric energy and magnetic energy. Electric is masculine and magnetic is feminine energy. So these are some of the different ways that you can work with this Equinox portal. And yeah, that's so weird. I don't know what's happening with the voice stuff on Instagram. That happened last time too. I might need to update my app because I haven't updated the Instagram app in a while. But I'm going live on Facebook too, so you can check out the Facebook live because that's really weird. I don't know. I probably just need to update the app. But yeah, these are all of the different ways that you can work with this Equinox portal. And one of the things that I mentioned that I'd say one more, there's not just 9 of them, but if you can chant or hum and focus on your pineal gland, that's going to help you to really truly receive a lot of the activations, the spiritual activations and upgrades that are flowing in. So any sort of mantra or any sort of specific overtone or light language that really makes you feel safe and makes you feel blissful and peaceful, chant that while focusing on your pineal gland, because the pineal gland is like our Wi-Fi. It's like, let's turn on our Wi-Fi, and you're going to be able to receive so much more when you chant with your pineal gland. The other thing I wanted to mention is that the other thing, someone said, Jackie said, lol, it's a little freaky. I listened to someone else yesterday and the voice did the same thing. Oh, that's so weird. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with this app. I'm gonna try to update it, but I'm glad my account isn't the only one that is being affected. The last thing I wanted to mention is that this Tuesday is the equinox. So you want to try to create some time to just meditate and breathe with the energy. So one great way to do that is by qigong and moving your body, the energy flow, because Tuesday is going to be a very important day. Make sure that you try to limit your time on electronics on that day. Try to clear out your schedule so that you have time to be aligned, because manifesting is going to happen super fast on Tuesday. So if you're gonna be like having a packed schedule, doing this and that and that, you won't be able to be, it'll be harder for you to be extra conscious of all the thoughts and emotions that you're having, because every single thought is a energy wave being sent out because of the electrical signals being sent out by your brain, and every emotion as well. And so you're constantly going to be manifesting on Tuesday. So just make sure like you put on your calendar, like that's the day you want to be having meetings with your friends, people who nourish you, activities that nourish you, because manifesting is going to be happening instantly. I've already seen it so far. Like I had this really crazy magical experience where my car got a nail in it, but it's actually really good that I got a nail in it, because then we were able to use our expiring warranty, because the car wheel needed to be fixed. And so like everything just worked out in the best way possible, even though it didn't seem like a good thing. But anyways, manifesting is happening super, super fast. So make sure you're extra mindful of your thoughts, your words, your emotions, and focus on creating events on that day that will make you feel nourished, because you want to start off the new energy year, the new astrology year, the spring or the fall, if you're in the southern hemisphere, like off on the right foot. Also right now we're getting eclipse energy, and so I'm super excited because on Tuesday we're having an astrology new year workshop, and this is going to be a 3-day astrology new year workshop, because the equinox portal is not just open on Tuesday, it is continuously open. And what we're going to do is, the whole point of this workshop is to help you to start off this new year empowered with clarity, by releasing your self-doubt, by releasing your confusion, and releasing your blocks. Like that is the number one priority. Most people are really interested in spirituality because of the fun, cool things that we do, like astral projection, third eye, like seeing stuff, hearing stuff, and all these spirit guides and all that stuff. But the best way for you to really accelerate on your spiritual journey, the best way for you to really trust your intuition, trust the messages that your spirit guides are giving you, is by handling your mind and your emotions first. So if you can master your mind, if you can master your emotions and really transform the self-doubt, transform the blocks and the fears, then that's when sort of like your Wi-Fi router here in the pineal gland opens up, and it's like a very clear channel. And so that's going to be the focus of this astrology workshop. And I was working on it this weekend, and something that came up, I was like, 3 days is awesome, but 3 days I feel like it's like nice, but then I felt like we were missing something. And what that missing ingredient was, the eclipses. So just 6 days after the equinox, we have the first eclipse of 2024. The eclipse is on March 25th, and this is a full moon lunar eclipse. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna have this 3-day workshop where you're going to be able to learn the theory. That's gonna be the first hour of the workshop, just learning the theory. And then the second part of the workshop, the second hour, is going to be you actually using that theory via alchemy practices. And then, so the first day, we're going to focus on how do you work with fire, water, air, earth, and light. I sound like Avatar right now. I don't know if you guys have been watching Avatar, but we binge watch that. But every time I say that, I feel like I sound like A. So you're going to work with the elements, and that's called elemental alchemy. And this is true alchemy because you're not using external stuff. With alchemy, it's all about transforming energy. Of course, you can like use metals to transform like metals. You can use fire to transform metals and all that stuff. But the most powerful form of alchemy that I was taught, and I invested over the last decade of my life traveling to over 30 countries to learn all these techniques. And I've learned different types of practices from Reiki, NLP, Theta healing, etc., like so many. But the reason why I work with alchemy is because the elements fire, air, water, air, earth, and ether, they are found in everything, not just inside of our bodies, but everywhere in the universe, everywhere on planet Earth. And so when we can learn to master those elements, that's when we can master energy internally and master energy externally. So that's what we're going to do on day 1 of the workshop. We're going to work with the elements. How do you become an avatar like Aang and Katara and Sokka? So you're going to learn how to work with the elements to transform your blocks energetically. That's energetically. Then on day 2, you're going to learn how do you alchemize, transform your blocks emotionally and mentally. So there's the energy piece because we're energy beings, but because we're also humans, we also have mind constructs and emotional patterns. So on day 2, we're going to go deep into how do you transform your blocks? How do you identify what is the root cause of your blocks and your fear? And how do we transform that? So that's what we're going to do on day 2. We're going to go through the theory, and then at the end of it, we're going to do the practice. And I forgot, at the end of day 1, because it's going to be on Equinox day, we're going to have an alchemy ritual and meditation for new beginnings using the element of ether, also known as Akash. So we're not just gonna like talk about stuff, but we're actually gonna get to practice, and you're gonna be broken up into groups so you can meet other like-minded people and share and get to practice with others. Because for me, the best way to learn is by actually doing it. So that's gonna be day 1, and then day 2 is like mastering, transforming your blocks, identifying your fears, and what blocks are holding you back, and how to transform them. And at the end of day 2, we're going to go into how do you we're going to work with the Equinox portal to connect with your higher self, to identify what is that number 1 biggest block holding you back. So you know how earlier when I was talking about the 9 different ways to work with the Equinox portal and why we're getting so many vivid dreams right now? So the subconscious mind is the one that receives the spiritual information first. And then the dream sort of is our conscious mind trying to help us unpack it. And so the higher self exists in your subconscious mind. And that's why we're going to connect with your higher self to identify what is that number 1 issue that you're working through right now that's holding you back. And that way you can start off the energy new year with momentum, with more freedom and clarity. So then on day 3, this is where we're going to explore how do you work with astrology to make your life easier. So astrology, it doesn't control us, but it affects us. And so you're going to learn we're going to actually plan out 2024 with the biggest astrological events of the year so that you can have a more graceful and easier 2024 rather than struggling through the retrogrades and eclipses and just getting confused and sucked up into the chaos. On that day, we're also going to explore how can you more consciously connect with past lives, parallel lives, and future lives. And then, so that's like the 3 days, right? Like we get to learn things, but then practice it together, and we get to work with the Equinox portal. And then on March 25th, we're going to have an eclipse ritual and meditation for the full moon eclipse, where you're going to be able to connect with your spirit guides to receive clarity and support. And this is about working with our oversoul. We are one being, but we're actually connected to many beings. And so that's what we're going to do at that ritual for the eclipse. And then on April 8th, we have the Great American Total Solar Eclipse. And that solar eclipse, we're going to do a solar plexus activation so that you can finally release your self-doubt and call back your power so that you can have more confidence. So that's like the reason why I wanted to restructure the astrology workshop in this way, is because for me, honestly, like my priority is if if I can make sure that you get results, that is good karma for me and it's good karma for you. And so I don't think about my life in terms of one incarnation, because I've seen future incarnations and I've seen my parallel lives and I've seen my past lives, and it's all happening at the same time. So if I can help more people right now, it gives me brownie points, karma brownie points. So it helps me to have better lives in the future. But also we're interconnected. So I am you, you are me. Like, we appear to be separate, but when you release your self-doubt, when you release your family karma, when you release your fears, it helps me to release it too. Because I mean, it's not an accident that we all chose to be a part of this Golden Age Alchemy community together. And so that's the beauty of this. Like, when you release something, it helps me to release it too. And so that's the power of like beneficial relationship, right? Like how we were talking about what are the 9 ways to work with the Equinox portal. I told you one of the ways you have to put your crystals on the earth so that the crystals can heal Mother Earth, and Mother Earth can also heal and activate your crystals. Like, the goal is for us to find these nourishing relationships where while we are giving, we are also receiving. And that is honestly like my little seed in this whole big age of transformation. Some people call it the golden age of Aquarius, the new age, the new earth, but that is my seed. It's like, if I can put seeds into the collective consciousness of new ways of being, new ways of living, new ways of having relationships through alchemy, that is how this world is going to change in a much more graceful and faster way. And so that's my focus, like on birthing a new consciousness, because I think that it's no longer about us evolving as human species, as a soul, as a collective soul, through duality, through pain and pleasure. Hey, I'm gonna take your time and force you to listen to me, and you're not going to get anything like that. This duality notion of good and bad, light and dark, pain and pleasure, all of that is very constricting, and it's not expansive. But now the goal is for us to evolve through expansion, and an expansive way to evolve is by you giving. And while you're giving, you're also receiving. And so that's my big motive for doing this, is really to plant the seeds for a new earth, for this new consciousness that's being birthed right now on this planet. And I would love to celebrate the Equinox New Year with you at this alchemy workshop. It's going to be so much fun. It's going to be very in-depth. I'm actually creating the alchemy playbook today, so that for me, like, again, my priority is to get you results. And so I'm creating a playbook where you're literally going to have things written out for you. Like, when this happens, say this, and then do this. So that way you have zero space for confusion and everything is very clear, because when we are confused, we are disempowered. And I think we've all seen that nowadays with all of the big agendas trying to make humanity be divided, trying to keep humanity be confused and disempowered. So for me, clarity and empowerment is the way that we fight all of that. But we fight it through love. We fight it through awareness, through consciousness, through transcendence. So transcending those karmic cycles of you're good, you're bad, and transcending that so that everyone benefits. And so I hope that you join me at this alchemy workshop. If you're interested and you want to get more details about the 3-day workshop where you'll get the Equinox portal ritual and meditation, 2 of those, and the 2 eclipse ritual and meditations on top of the workshop, you can get those details in the description of my bio, so you can find it there. Also, let me know if you guys have any questions about the workshop. One thing about the workshop, it's going to be from Tuesday to Thursday. You can get all the different times for that in the link in my bio. And the workshop is going to be, again, like not me talking the whole time, but actually you being also having the time to break out into small groups to actually practice these techniques together. So let me know if you have any questions in the chat, but I'm super excited for that. It's gonna be really fun, and it's honestly gonna help you to start off your new year empowered with clarity and freedom by helping you to release your blocks, your self-doubt, and your fears through proven alchemy techniques. And it's not like, alchemy techniques that I just pulled out of the air. No, these are techniques that I've learned from talented masters around the world over the last decade. But it's not just things that I learned. I actually have had the blessing to work with hundreds of people from over 74 countries, and I'm sharing you what not just works for me, but has worked with hundreds of people from around the world. So here's my little baby. I don't know if you guys missed it, but we had the name reveal. I don't think I can pick him up. Come here. So we had the name reveal for Nirvana Flame, and his sister Esmeralda's right here. He's so heavy. He's actually 40 pounds, and he's only 5 months. Say hi. It's like, I'm taking advantage of the fact that I can still pick him up, but he's only gonna get bigger. This is his sister. I obviously can't pick her up because she's almost 75 pounds, so I cannot pick her up. But she's right here. Maybe I can show you. Emmy! I don't know if you guys can see her. They're trying to go outside. So I'm gonna go outside and play with my puppies. I hope to see you at our Astrology New Year workshop. And I'm wishing you an incredible start of your astrology new year, start of your energy new year, start of your spring or your fall, depending on where you are in the world. And you can sign up for the astrology workshop via the link in my bio. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Much love, alchemists. Take care.